Duplicity. 23. Unedited. As soon as the twins walked out, Palesa called Panjani. "Les," he said when he answered. "There is fire on the mountain," she replied. "What do you mean?" They twins have been asking questions. "What kind of questions?" he worriedly asked. "They wanted to find out how you and Salma died." "Didn't you tell them about the accident?" "I did, and they have never questioned me about it until now. I am scared, Panjani. What if they know the truth?" "What kind of people have they been talking to?" "I don't know. I am so worried right now. I maintained the accident story, but I could tell that Jada didn't believe me one bit. They will do their own investigation. Maybe we should come out clean before it's too late." "No, that's not the right thing to do. Let me make a few phone calls and find out what is happening. There must be someone behind this story. I will get to the bottom of this," he said. "What happened to Moses?" Palesa asks. "Why would he appear now after 20 years? I don't know, but he is the first person that came to mind when they started asking questions." "I will get back to you shortly." "Okay." "Your mother Salma and I met about 24 years ago. We met at a nightclub one Saturday night. The first time we locked eyes, I was smitten with her indefinable beauty. She had a great smile and—" Before Moses could finish his sentence, Jada cut him short. "We know our mother was beautiful. Please spare us all those details and get straight to the point. We don't have the whole day to spend here. Salma and I hooked up that night and things happened." "By things you mean you two had sex?" Jada interrupted him. Jaden lightly pinched her cheeks. "Yes, we had sex that night, and then in the morning we both went our separate ways." "A one night stand, no offense, but the both of you were loose," Jada laughed. "Jada, please, stop interrupting him. Allow him to finish so we can do other things." Jada raised her hands in reluctant surrender. "Fine. After that your mother disappeared into thin air and I got to see her 3 years later. She was already married to Panjani and you guys were 3 at the time." "So what makes you think you are our biological father?" Jaden asks. "When I met your mother and you guys, I instantly knew that you were mine." Jada laughed. "Why? Jaden and I look nothing like you. We got more of Mummy's features." "Call it a father's intuition, call it discernment, call it whatever. I just sensed that you were mine and I confronted your mother about it. She denied it at first, but Panjani requested for a DNA test, which we did." "And?" Jaden anxiously asks. "You are both biologically mine." He handed Jada a copy of the DNA test results. "This is fake," Jada barked and stood up angrily. "My child," Moses started. "I am not your child," she growled hotly. "Bunny, calm down." Jaden too stood up and walked over to her. "He can't be our father," she said as tears began pouring out of her eyes. "If you are really our father, why didn't you show up earlier? Why now? Where were you when our parents died? Why didn't you take responsibility of us since you had the document to prove that we are your children?" Jaden asks. "It's a long story," he replied. "Panjani is the best person to tell you why I was away from you all these years." "But he is dead," Jaden angrily responded. "Both Panjani and Salma are alive." "What is that even supposed to mean?" Salma hacks in between sobs. "They fooled you. Panjani didn't die. He was arrested for murder and for the past 20 years he has been in prison. He was recently released for good behavior. He and Palesa have actually been seeing each other." "You are lying," Jada yelled. "I have no reason to lie to you." "I think you should leave," Jaden said. He opened his bag and pulled out an old newspaper. "You will find all the information you need about Panjani and Salma." He stood up. "Take heart, my children. I am here for you if you need anything." "Moses, please leave." Jaden pointed at the door. After Moses left, Jaden made his sister some strong black tea. Then they sat on the living room floor and started going through the Post newspaper dated 1999. After perusing through the paper for a few minutes, they finally found Panjani's story. Both Penjani and Salma's photos were displayed on that page. They were also photos of the people he had killed. It's done, Moses told Rosaria. Finally, Penjani will get a test of his own medicine, she happily responded. And when are you telling Owen the truth? When all is said and done, she laughed. That boy will hate you. Owen is my son, I know how to handle him. You and Penjani are just the same. I am not a killer. But you both lied to your children. She shrugged. Don't compare me to that murderer. What next? Have you been able to find out which hospital Salma was moved to? No, the people at the hospice refused to give me information. You need to find out where she is so you can take the twins to her as soon as possible. I will make some calls. I will be waiting on you. She stood up. Close the door on your way out. Sure. Ella B.